On this video, I'm going to talk about visualizing our dreams and then making them happen and what it looks like in between. So when I was 8 years old, on TV, I was watching Reverend Jesse Jackson, and he was speaking to a crowd of people. And I was like, wow, who is this gentleman and what is he talking about? And even though to this day I don't really love him, then I noticed how enthralled the audience was when he spoke. And one day I thought to myself, it'd be kind of cool to do that. Well, some years went by and I go to law school and I'm presenting, and I remember the people always saying, gosh, you're so trustworthy. I just love when you present. And it had always been like a theme along the years where I'd be training people, I'd be presenting, and people would say, gosh, you're so good at this. And I kind of had thought about that dream of when I was 8 years old and had given up on it a little bit, but I was taking tiny little baby steps to actually get to where I wanted to go. What you might not know about me is I'm a leadership keynote speaker. And there's a special designation for speakers that's called the CSP, a Certified Speaking Professional. And only 17% of the speakers who are part of the National Speaker Association have this designation, which really just highlights the excellence that we show on stage and how our clients rate us in that regard. So I didn't know that was a goal of mine, but just recently I got that designation. And in July of this year, of 2024, I'll be walking across stage in front of all of my colleagues to show that I am part of that CSP group. But I was visualizing that thing where Jesse Jackson was talking to those people and seeing myself in that role. And I kind of had been doing that my entire life. Well, so yes, I did that, and I had to work on my craft. I had to get better at getting on stage. I had to get better at imparting my knowledge, imparting a message to different people. But then at some point along the way, I have 4 children, and I'm like, there's no way I can travel this much. So I had let go of the dream because I knew that for the moment during that season, I needed to be with my children. They were the most important. Once I decided to give myself permission to start doing it again, then I could open up myself to say, okay, how do I go about doing that? So I have been now speaking for a few years full-time and in my own business full-time. And a friend of mine says to me, have you thought about going for this CSP designation? And I thought, well, not really. I've seen people do it. It really wasn't anything that attracted me. I just thought to myself, I know I'm achieving the thing that I saw as a little girl, so I don't really need the initials. And she's like, you really should do it. I think you could qualify for it. So I leaned on her and her belief in me, and just, again, her support of me to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I worked with a team member of mine to make sure that we could actually move it along. And voila, I was notified just a little while ago that I am part of now that prestigious group of CSPs who's part of the National Speaker Association. What does this mean for you, whether you're a speaker, a meeting planner, whoever you might be? It's this. If you set your mind to something, or you had a little girl, a little boy dream way long ago like I did, I want you to go for it. Don't ignore it. It may be for a season that you can't go pursue it, but just know that there's like little crumbs that you leave along the way, little pieces of preparedness that you do to get better, to work on your craft. And then don't forget to surround yourself with people. When we think about leading by example, we have to make sure that we have great examples around us. We have to have people who are there to support us on our journey and with our goals and our dreams. And so that friend of mine who nudged me, who believed in me, who saw me as a CSP, despite me not having that designation, is the one who pushed me forward to make me do it well. So I'm hoping that you understand that if you have the dream, if you work on that craft of whatever it is you're doing, whether you're speaking or whatever you're doing, you work on that, you get better a little bit. It could take a long time, it could take a short time, but you get that support system and you stick to it, and you too can achieve that big goal for yourself. I know I'm excited that I did. So if you're someone who does book speakers, just know that I am here. I speak on caring leadership. If you're on this channel, you know that. I speak on active listening and on belonging. And so I would love to help you and your audiences and to take them from a place of thinking about visualization and creating the world from inside out that they want for themselves. Take care.